Hi boys and girls, ready for chapter 7 today? Our vocabulary word is bribe. The goddess offered Joe a bribe. A bribe is a noun or verb that means something valuable that is meant to influence someone else. If you wanted to go to the movies, you might try to bribe your parents by cleaning your room or bribe someone, and that's called a bribery. So a bribe is something valuable that is meant to influence someone else. So I had some of you trying to bribe me to stop having reading lessons, even though I love reading. Time Warp Trio, Chapter 7. Think about which of the bribes Joe should accept. Chapter 7, page 40. Give me the apple, said Hera. I will give you power and riches. So there's our first bribe. I'll give you power and riches if you give me the apple. Give me the apple, said Athena. I will give you victories and wisdom. Give me the apple, said Aphrodite. I will give you the love of the most beautiful woman in the world. I stood in the middle of Mount Olympus holding a gold spray-painted plastic apple trapped like a rat. No matter which goddess I chose, I would be in deep trouble with the other two. Zeus smiled a mean smile. It reminded me of the nasty kind of smile Mr. Snide would give us in history class while he was assigning a monster history project due the day after vacation. I hefted the apple, thinking, the love of the most beautiful woman in the world wouldn't do me much good in math class or on the basketball team. So it was down to either Hera or Athena. I looked at Sam and Fred. Pick Hera, said Fred. You'll be rich forever, plus you'll be powerful enough to beat up anybody who doesn't like it. Athena is the obvious choice, said Sam. Brains are what's important. You'll be smart enough to make all the money you want and figure out any problem. Well, said Zeus, come on already. Who's the fairest? Fred's argument made some sense, but Sam's made more sense. I could give the apple to Athena, get wisdom, and then figure out how to get us out of this Greek myth jam without getting fried by Zeus or torn to shreds by two angry goddesses. I held the apple out in front of me. The golden apple goes to... I looked at Hera. I started to give the apple to Athena, but then I looked at Aphrodite. She smiled. My heart stopped beating for a second. A hot wave washed over my head. Voices and sounds rushed to a pinpoint roaring in my ears. I was in love. The apple goes to... I couldn't talk. I couldn't think. I stumbled through my fog toward Aphrodite. She's cheating, yelled Athena. She's using her love ray again. Something whacked me on the back of my head. It was Ares, Aphrodite's boyfriend. He was not happy, and he was getting ready to whack me again. That was too much for Fred. Now Fred is one of those guys who gets a lot of comments in his school reports about self-control and focus. But you know what I like about Fred? If he sees one of his friends in trouble, he jumps right into the rumble. And that's exactly what he did to save me on Mount Olympus. Fred threw down his thunderbolt. He hopped onto the arm of Hera's throne and launched himself into the air. He yelled a crazy Tarzan kind of yell, landed on Ares' shoulders, and wrapped his arms around Ares' helmeted head. Ares swung around blindly, slicing off the tip of Zeus's beard with his spear. Zeus roared. Dionysus screamed. Ares, still blinded by Fred's arms, swung his spear in dangerous circles. Artemis dodged the sharp tip and tried to pull Fred off Ares. Apollo dove and grabbed Artemis to save her. Ares swung in another wobbly circle and sliced a pillow in half. I saw an opening and threw a crossbody check on him. The whole pile of Ares, Fred's, Artemis and Apollo crashed into Zeus's lap. The book flew one way, the golden apple flew the other. Before anyone else could move, Sam saw his chance and jumped on the cloth-wrapped book. "I've got it!" yelled Sam. There he is. "I've got it!" Everyone looked at Sam in surprise. He fumbled with the cloth and quickly unwrapped the thin blue book. He held it up. "Home sweet home, home sweet home." But something was wrong. There was no green time-traveling mist. We were still on Mount Olympus, and we were still surrounded by a bunch of very angry gods and goddesses. Sam looked at the book closely. I looked at Sam, and I knew something was very wrong. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 7. In your book today, the question is, if you were Joe, which goddess would you have chosen? And explain why. So the best thing to do is to go back to the beginning of chapter 7, where it talks about each of the things that the goddesses tried to bribe Joe with. For example, Hera said, "I'll give you power and riches." Athena said, "I'll give you victories and wisdom." And Aphrodite said, "I will give you the love of the most beautiful woman in the world." So if you were Joe, which one of those three would you pick? And then you're also going to update if you learned anything new about Greek mythology in this book. And good luck, and we'll see you back for chapter 8.